Alright, straight from Bullshit Corner, welcome to part 2 of the video of doing the wheel bearings in ATV. The wheel bearings have come in, we're going to start installing them, and we're going to do ball joints, but the ball joints are going to be on a separate video, so let's get to work. I'm going to grab all my pieces, and we're going to start fucking fitting all that shit together, get it back together, get this project done, and move on to something else, so let's get going. Alright, so I got my hubs here for the left side, and you got to notice that the new bearing fitment, it's got to be pretty tight. You could actually freeze them in the freezer if you want them to go in a little bit easier. But we're going to do it like that. Use my bearing driver there and tap them into place. Ideally, to put the bearings in, you'd like to have a press or something, but I'm not going to dig mine out at the moment. So right now, what I'm using is this one here, the seal driver. And it's the same size as the bearing, so I hit all surfaces evenly. Then once I get it inside, I just put that one on top and then tap it into place. Got all my snap rings back in place. Oh yeah, time to start reinstalling. Alright, now we're going to put her back together. It's pretty simple. The exact opposite in how we took it apart, but I'll just let the camera roll while I go ahead and do this up. Alright, you want to put some anti-seize on the splines before you put your hub back on. Then put your nut on. Use an impact or something to tighten her up. One of the most important parts is make sure you put a cotter pin back in on your axle before you finish this job, otherwise shit's not going to look good at all. Especially when you're going down the trail and your tire goes fucking flying off. Once you got the cotter pin back in place, we can put the brakes back on. Slide the caliper, my new brake pads over top. Put the bolts in behind. And this project's done on the back with the tire on. Oh yeah, looking good. Alright, so now comes the fun part. Gonna put the spindle back on. So I just got this part loose. Now that I got the steering on, I'm gonna tighten that one down and then do the bottom one. This is where the rubber mallet's gonna come in handy. Once you got everything back on and tight, you want to make sure you got a cotter pin in for your steering if it applies. Just like on the back, when you put your axle nut on, put a cotter pin through it, attach your brake, double check everything, and then I'm gonna put the side covers back on. Do this side. All I need to do on this side's completely done, and then just the other side left to go. Fucking rights. Can't wait for this to be done. Alright, I'm going to end my video at that. Part 2 of replacing the wheel bearings. If you have a press, definitely put the bearings back in with a press. It'd be easier. You could also try freezing the bearings. That would probably help it go in a little bit better. Don't fuck up and strip a bolt like I did, and luckily I have a tap and die, so I was able to fix it, put it back in, all is good. So if you have any questions or comments, post it below. Otherwise, fucking keep on drinking the blue ribbon.